I greet you folks from Air Roads. I don't know what time of the day it is where you're watching this. I don't know which day it is. Somehow I thought I was that guy sitting next to the Christmas tree saying wise things week after week after week. Well, I'm not. You know, if we were having a conversation at my dinner table and somebody said, "What about the Magi?" What you would get would be about 15 different ideas loosely strung together. And to go home and do it yourself. Okay? So this, for me, I cannot translate what we do together into this. So this has got to be something else. See, we got two stories for the second Sunday in Christmas, or the time of the Epiphany. We got one cosmic, massive, conceptual picture of how it all starts. Then we got these guys on a road trip, following a star from who knows where, showing up. Those are two completely different kinds of ideas. See, I realize if we're not careful, we make this into some head trip. We make this in, how do we practice our faith without the trappings or the props of being there together and seeing everybody and shaking everybody's hand and soaking up all that goodness? How do we practice our faith without being able to reach out and have somebody hand us the body of Jesus Christ, put it in our mouths, go back, sit down, close our eyes, and think about the blessing which is God with us? That's the tough part these days. What is in that spot that allows us to functionally live as followers of the Lord Jesus Christ when nothing's moving and new variants of the virus are coming, and the old president won't give up the reins to the new president and is dragging that out to the last dog is hung? What is Christianity by ourselves in our houses? Well, the fact is, it's both of these things that we got in our texts. For me, it's helpful to sit down and say, in the beginning, God. It's helpful for me to say, and the word came to us, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and through the Word, all of this came to be. So as I sit here, instead of seeing this as an imposition on my life, some breaking in of evil, what I see is that this is how it has gone. That John text says that nothing was made that wasn't made through the second person of the Trinity. You see, the thing about the Magi is this: whatever they were doing back home had to change. Whatever they were doing is they had their charts and their astrological stuff. Something rose in the sky which drew them. I think what I've been talking about this whole COVID time is, how do we look for that rising star in our sky that will lead us? The manifestation in the here and now of that Word made flesh, that concept of a God who holds everything in the created order together, brings it and releases it. How do we take that idea and transform it into something? What's our spiritual journey these days? We could see the Magi, good for them. They got a star. All they got to do is walk 700 miles and talk to some maniac king and then go visit this little tiny family in this little tiny house in this little tiny town, so far away from home, so far from all the people that they knew, so far away from anything familiar to them. And besides that, they got a new baby. They got a new baby. I don't know if you folks have ever brought a new baby home, but we brought one home to a basement apartment in Holt one time, with the lady upstairs, the nurse, who would vacuum at 6 o'clock every morning, and the bunch of people that didn't work across the hall that would party all night and sleep all day. Into that house came this little baby that never slept. This is Mary and Joseph, and here comes up to their house something from outside their world, who knows who they are. Not because they figured it out, because somebody told them. If that isn't the journey of faith, I don't know what is. We follow a star. Maybe we just got to pick one these days. And we follow that star and we go through all of that, which is our own particular journey of faith. The journey of faith for these magi was not the same as the Sanhedrin or the scribes and the Pharisees or King Herod. It wasn't even the same as the people in Nazareth. They come with what they've got. They place it before the one who is the king that the whole cosmos was waiting for. They place their gifts there. They shake hands with Mary and Joseph. Maybe they pick up the kid. They get back on their horses or camels or whatever it is and went back to what they were doing. How can we recreate that journey into the presence of Christ when we can't get together and share it with each other? Well, one thing I know, me sitting as a kindly old man next to the burning fireplace or next to the Christmas tree, talking calmly about this stuff, is not how it works for me. I say that these magi would have made that journey whether they could leave their house or not. And maybe that's us too. Maybe we gotta spend the time it takes to dig into the scriptures maybe and actually read them. Maybe we have to make a pact with ourselves and the God who loves us, that we will call 3 people that we think aren't getting any phone calls. That maybe we will, as we can, you see, my buddy John came home from the hospital on hospice. Maybe, okay, there's nothing they can do for him. His world is his hospital bed, his feeding tube, and a shot of morphine every 2 hours. Be really easy to let him drift. I have to make myself call him up every day. Because you know what? Unlike television, dying people don't often have a lot to say. And the closer they get, the less they've got to say. Maybe I need to understand that I still have extension in my faith. So there you go, folks. It's the second Sunday of Christmas. We got the story in the first part of John, and we got the story of the Magi, which is in the texts of this first, in the first video today. And maybe, folks, reading those texts is more important than sitting at my dinner table listening to me rant. One of my buddies said, "Yeah, I watched your TV show, and it's like sitting at your table." Maybe that's the way we got to do it. This is the thing that worked for us. God bless every single one of you. May the incarnate Christ walk through your doors, touch you, and make you whole. I'll talk to you next time. I got one more this month. So God bless every one of you. This is Reed Shore, and I'm here in Rhodes, thanks to the people up north at St. John's Lutheran Church, who I visualize when I talk about this stuff, who are making a church go. We give thanks for you, and we'll see you next time.